Hello everyone, Mr. Stevens here again with our second lesson on our scale drawing unit. Today what we're talking about is dividing a quantity in a given ratio. We've learned how to simplify ratios, but now we're going to look at the kinds of questions where it's like you have $50 and you want to split it between two people in a ratio 2 to 3. How much does each person get? These are the types of questions we're going to be answering today. And these 4 steps here give you the method for how to reach our solution. And I would like you to write down each of these 4 steps. So step number 1, calculate the total number of parts. So in the example we had up here, the total number of parts is 2 plus 3, which is 5. Okay. Now in step 2, we divide the quantity by the total number of parts. What we're doing here is determining the value of 1 part. So step 2, we're taking our original amount, the $50, and we're bringing the total number of parts over here and dividing. So 1 part is worth $10. Now you know that 1 part is worth $10. That means that to find out how much each person gets, we multiply the $10 first by 2 for this first person, and then by 3 for the second person. So the first person gets 20 and the second person gets 30. And then the last step you can do is, just to make sure you've done it right, if you add these 2 numbers up, you should get the original amount, which we do, 50. Okay, let's just check that with a couple of answers and make sure we can do it correctly. So in this case, we've got our friend whose name I can't pronounce, and our other friend whose name I can't pronounce. We'll call them M and I. They're given $450 to share in the ratio of 4 to 5. So, step 1, total parts. Is 9. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Total parts is 9, 4 plus 5. The value of 1 part. 1 part equals the total amount that we started with divided by 1 part, which in this case is 50. 1 part is $50. Step 3, how much does each person get? We work this out by taking our 1 part and timesing it by the 2 numbers of our ratio. The first person gets 200 and the second gets 250. And then the last part is to just check 200 plus 250 does in fact equal 450. So we've fully divided the total original amount. And it might be good to end your solution by writing something like this. The original ratio, and just identifying clearly that you know how much each person gets. This process can work even when your ratio has more than 2 parts. Okay, so let's have a look here. You've got $6,000 being divided amongst 3 kids, X, Y, and Z, and they get them in the ratio 5 to 7 to 8. So first we work out the total parts. 5 plus 8 plus 7 is 20. And then we work out the value of a single part, which is 300. Now we work out what each person gets by taking one part and timesing it by their share. Y will get 300 times 8, which is 2400, and Z will get 300 times 7, which is 2100. So the final ratio is 1500, 2400, 2100, and we just want to check that they all add up to 6000. 2100 plus 2400 is 45, plus 15 is 6000. So we have answered this question correctly. You guys are going to have a couple questions now from the textbook to practice. Page 194. You'll start with the first 2 questions, then you'll skip down to question 5 and only do 4 parts of question 5, and then from question 5 on, you'll just do the uneven numbered questions, 7, 9, 11, 13, I think it goes up to 15 or maybe 17. Thanks guys.